Let's get started with your wedding planning template. If you haven't purchased one already, use the link in your description below to get your template and come back to follow along. This document has 3 tabs: summary, budget, and wedding expenses. And keep in mind that this document is protected, meaning you won't be able to click on every cell. This is applied in order to make sure the formulas stay intact, but if you want to unprotect the document, you can access a password in your welcome guide. And remember, every cell that is clickable is customizable. You'll want to start with the second tab, budget. This is where you'll determine what your wedding budget is and start figuring out how to spend it. Start by entering your budget in the total budget box. Here I'll enter $30K. You'll notice when I enter my budget, the rest of my categories update to give you a target budget by category. You can always customize any of these, but do keep in mind that once you edit the cell, it won't automatically update if you decide to change your total budget later. Also, if you change your target budget and it exceeds your total budget, it will turn red and you'll need to adjust it. In addition to updating the category target budget, you can change any of your category names, as well as change what's included in them. Each of these category names will update throughout your entire document, but I'll show you what that looks like in just a bit. The goal here is based on your total budget and category budget, you're going to start outlining your projected expenses. Basically, this is how you plan to use this budget for all of the things that you need for your wedding. As you go through the document, I've already predetermined a number of expenses that you may want to consider for each category, but you can always remove these and add your own. As you add your expenses, all projected expenses will total at the top so you can see how it compares to your budget for that category. Once you've entered in all of your projected expenses, you can review your totals at the top, including visual graphs and charts. The breakdown by category in the top right-hand corner is based on your targeted expenses. On the right-hand side, you'll notice there are actual expenses. These will be blank for now, but will pull in from your wedding expenses tab that we'll go through next. Speaking of which, let's move on to the wedding expenses tab. Once you have your budget, you'll need to start buying things for your wedding, and I'm sure you'll start to encounter some things you didn't necessarily budget for. That is why this tab is great. It will capture every individual purchase you make and organize it by category. These categories are pulled in from your budget tab and will automatically update if you change the names of your categories, like we did with travel expenses. Here you'll enter each expense, including whether or not it has been paid, so you can keep tabs on future payments. As you enter expenses, you'll see the totals at the top change. At the top, you have your total budget, which is pulled in from your budget tab, total expenses, which is the sum of everything in this document, and a breakdown by category. You'll be able to see every category, including the budget from your budget tab for that category, and how much money you've spent on expenses. Plus, you'll have a visual of what % of each category is paid for even more visibility. And you can clearly see which category you may be over budget because they will turn red. If you scroll all the way to the right, you'll see a pie chart to show you what % of your expenses is paid, so you have a complete total of what's remaining. You'll notice every expense also has a total cost, amount paid, and amount due to keep you in track, as well as a sum at the bottom. As you enter your expenses, you can go back to the budget tab and see how your expenses compare to your overall budget. You can also open the summary tab for a complete visual of every section of your budget and expenses. This is a great tab to share with your parents or anyone who may be contributing to your wedding. And that's all I have for you today. Feel free to comment any questions you may have and get your wedding budget using the link in the description. Thanks for watching.